I'll show you just how cold it is. Done a camp here a couple of years ago by that wee lock-in, and as you can see it's frozen solid, you can't even see the water. And I camped just above it with a nice few bellers over there. Welcome back to the adventures, everyone, and this time I'm heading up a Monroe that I've done probably the most. I think I've been up here 7 or 8 times already, and it's called Meall Tarmachan. I'm going to walk along the path and I'm going to tell you all about this Monroe and why I'm doing it again. So this wasn't actually part of the plan, this Monroe for the weekend. We were planning on going a wee bit further west, but unfortunately, yeah, the parking is a bit of an issue at both the car parks that we usually use for that route. I'm not really wanting to say where we were going because I'm hoping to go back there later in the winter. I'll just keep an eye on the parking because I drive by it quite a lot. It's not far from Tyndrum, that's all I'm going to say there. I met up with another YouTuber called Moffat Mountain Adventures. He's parked at the Ben Lawers main car park, whereas whenever I come here I always go for the car park at the back where it's quieter and where you're more likely to get a space. But it really just does not matter where you start for Meall Tarmachan, which is that peak there. It is absolutely stunning in all directions, with Ben Glass looking really colourful up there. A lot of snow above probably 700 metres. And yeah, the path's pretty good compared to a more recent leathered farm adventure up Benvenue. If you've not seen that, then yeah, that was an adventure and a half. So even though Benvenue was very wet, I have to say it was much warmer in the tent. I had a camp last night with Nick and it went down to -3, maybe -4, and it was really cold. I'm going up over 1,000 metres, so yeah, I'm quite interested to see just how cold it gets tonight in comparison to where I was on lower ground last night and this morning. This is the start of the path then, up Meall Tarmachan. I've took the right turn. About a 600 metre climb to the top with one summit that you have to go up and down. That's about 920 metres up. And the views are starting to open up. Loch Tay, don't think you'll pick it up. So we've reached the snow line, and this is the man I was talking about earlier. No point, it's no point talking, it probably will pick you up. It's just so windy. Picked probably the worst bit to actually start filming with this wind. But that's Robert from Moffat Mountain Adventures. I'm going to say it early in the video, that way you're more likely to see it. So go and check out Robert. Actually, he's one of my favourite YouTube channels. And I've been watching him for probably about a year or so now, maybe 2 years. So yeah, his content's really good and his knowledge is quite good as well. Anyway, that's the summit up there, Meall Tarmachan, and it's just a case of getting down here and then we're going up the final climb. Not far from the summit, it's just up there. You could actually just walk straight up that if you wanted, but you go up this path here and you take a left. Now, anyone that's been subscribed long enough will know that I cooked a schnitzel and it didn't go very well. I think it was just over the top of that hill there. I camped up there and done that. Although it's snow on the ground, it's quite patchy, so the path's been pretty much unaffected all the way up. Good walking conditions. A bit slippy in places of course, but it's been okay. Really looking forward to getting up here and getting the tents up. Should have everything up and pitched for probably, it's 1:30 now, so probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock. We should have everything sorted for tonight. There we go. The summit of Meall and Tarmachan is just in front of they two. So the best part of our camp is actually getting the tent up, and I'm pleased to say got a spot. Not going to mess about, not going to film anything until I'm in the tent. So I'll see you then. As you can see, no views. Well, I'm pleased to say that's me and my runny nose in the tent now. Oh, it's quite cold out there in that wind chill, and a wee bit disappointed to say that we could be getting up to 30 mile an hour winds tonight after what was a promising forecast to start with. So a wee bit disappointed with that, but apart from that, everything's good. Tent's up, visibility's poor, but it's just nice to get the tent up. Hopefully we'll get some views later on. The clear nights are still forecast though, just the wind speeds to be a wee bit higher than initially I thought it would be. Oh wow. But yeah, I'm going to get the sleeping stuff sorted out and I'll bring you back. I'm going to get that ice axe away before I rip a hole in my tent as well. Got to be careful with these things. Honestly feels like it's never ending with me when it comes to showing you my sleeping setup, but every video I keep changing it. So tonight it's the Nemo Tensor, last night it was the Naturehike sleeping mat. I've got the Rab Mythic inside here, which I've not used for a while. My last camp was the Rab Ascent 900 and the camp before that was the Thermarest Hyperion. So my last 3 camps I've used 3 different sleeping bags. And I've got my usual pillows. That will never change. I'm hoping these will be my go-to pillows for a good number of years. As you can hear, it's a bit windy, but we're in the tents now. Robert should have his up as well, so at least we're getting a bit of shelter. And it's actually quite warm in here, it's quite pleasant. Just a bit uneven the ground, unfortunately. It's going down the way, unfortunately. But I wanted the vestibule to be away from the wind, so I can at least still look outside if the skies start to show. We're still in the cloud. So at least it's too cold, too windy to, look outside, as in standing up and walking about. At least I can still have a view from the vestibule, looking down to Lite. Pretty sure I said where we were going at the start of the video, but we're on Meall and Tarmachan. I can't remember if I said. So I've been up here a good number of times. I'm pretty sure I have already said that, but just in case I haven't. Yeah, I'm quite glad I've got the tent up. So this is Robert's tent right here. I'm going to absolutely mess up the name of this. I think it's called the QE or something. QE Stormstar 2 or something. I've never actually seen it, don't know much about it. Can't even pronounce the name of it, but I'll show you inside quickly. I'll get me out of the snow for a little bit. Again, I know nothing about this tent, so I'm just going to quickly show you inside. We've got some pockets there, it's quite a nice tight inner, so it should be good in the wind, plenty of inner space. Nice wee vestibule, similar to the Hilleberg Enan, this. And let's face it, Nice bright tent, so it'd be good for night photos as well. There's my tent over there, so it's not too far away. Fjallraven Abisko Lite 2. Something different. I've not used this tent for probably about a year, but I've not been out camping much this year, as I've already said. So yeah, nice to get this tent back out because it's much lighter than the Hillebergs. It's a good wee test for it tonight as well, in the snow and the wind. As you can see, there's not much to see up here yet. That should change hopefully within the next hour or two. Time will tell. So it's been a very long time since I put this thing over my head. It's back because it's cold. Yay. I have to say it is quite windy, but in the tent it's quite pleasant. But out the tent it's freezing. I had the wee heater on. Just be careful when I'm lifting it here. Yeah, that heated me up nicely. That's more for the morning. I find it really difficult in the morning getting out the sleeping bag when it's freezing cold. I think it's to go down to like -5 or something tonight, but with a wind chill of over -10, so I'm not looking forward to that. So at least if that wee heater's on for the first half an hour or so tomorrow, it should motivate me enough to at least get the inside of the tent packed down, and then, well, obviously I'll just need to take the tent down as quickly as I can. I think tomorrow is to be clear though. It's Tuesday morning, it's Sunday when I'm filming this. I was meant to do a camp on the Monday night as well into Tuesday, but no, it's to be very, very stormy on Tuesday morning, and the winds are to pick up by I think 1, maybe 2 in the afternoon. I should be off by then, but I just think it's, you know, that could change during the night, so I'm going to just quit while I'm ahead because tomorrow's views are supposed to be really good. It is now 10 to 4. I'm not even that hungry. I was going to have this, but I think I'll wait until I'm actually hungry. If that means I'm doing it in the dark, then fair enough. Not a Wayfarer meal. Anyway, just going to chill out. Not sure what else I'm going to film between now. I'm hoping it does clear before it's dark. That's what I'm hoping for. I keep looking outside. I can confirm after looking through the vent there, it's not clear. Honestly, I wouldn't really mind this weather if I was by myself, or if I was out with Monty or David or someone who I've known for a long time. But because I've just met someone for the first time just a few hours ago, someone I've watched on YouTube for quite a while anyway, you know, and this is the first time I've met him, it would be nice to actually be able to sit outside the tent and take in the views and actually talk. But it's just too cold and a bit too wet. A wee bit of snow now. But this is meant to clear later on tonight, so that's what I'm hoping for. I think I said earlier, I would have this, but I'm not really that hungry, so I'll maybe have that as a warm meal before I go to sleep tonight. And I've also got hot chocolate as well, so there's options for tonight for keeping warm, but also, as I've already said, I've got the wee heater as well for getting me up in the morning. Just a bit windy at the moment, as you can hear and probably see on the tent. There's a wee bit of snow now. go outside and see how this tent's getting on. Wow. Took this tent because it was meant to be camping, right? It's a good lightweight option this, but still offers good, you know, protection from weather like this, just in case you do get caught out. So last year when I got the inversion, I camped just down there, and the tents were just down there, so I'm not really that far away. You could definitely get quite a few tents up here just dotted around if you were up with your mates. 4, 5, 6 of these, definitely get plenty of tents down here. You could even get one if you really wanted to get right on the summit. You could probably get a tent there as well. Hopefully the microphone's picking me up. If you're going for the Tarmachan Ridge, which I've never done even though I've been up here 8 or 9 times now, that path there takes you right to it, probably about less than half an hour away from Meall, I think it's called. Big difference just getting out the wind. Just getting back down at my tent. I thought I was being clever pitching behind this hill, but I'm actually pitched too far out where my tent's actually catching the wind. If I was just down here, I was actually thinking of pitching there. Yeah, I would have had a much more pleasant night without the wind hitting me. It's starting to get dark now. It'll be probably proper dark in less than half an hour, which is why I'm out trying to make the most of it. Just trying to get some more footage. But I'm just going to show you the difference between the bit of shelter behind me where his tent is, and then, well, I'll let you see it. Yeah, tent's getting moved a fair bit. So that calm night that we were hoping to get, well, as you can hear with the tent and the fact that it's still poor visibility, it's not looking promising now, if I'm honest. So hopefully this wayfarer meal that I've never had before will cheer me up. This is turning out to be a really windy camp now, and while this is actually hot, because it will cool down quickly with it being quite cold obviously, I'm actually going to eat this and I'll bring you back and I'll let you know what I think of it. Never had it before, looking forward to trying it. Alright, I've had the meal. While this is fresh on my mind, I've just had it obviously. That was brilliant. I would order that again. I'd order 3 or 4 more of them again and just eat them when I want. It was so tasty. It was okay, but the more I ate it, the more I enjoyed it, which is always a sign of a good meal. My Pepsi, well, let's just say that's frozen. Like, you ever get those really cold fizzy drinks at a restaurant or a pub or whatever, and there's ice cubes at the top of it, that's what it's like. But the ice cubes have just formed, obviously, just been lying in the snow. So yeah, it's only about 6:30 and the weather has been on and off, like good 1 minute and pretty rubbish the next. You can hear the tent, it's just 30 mile an hour winds all night. Not really strong winds, but it's going to make sleeping interesting. I have remembered my earplugs. I just need to try and remember where I put them in the backpack. They're really small pack size, so easy to lose, so hopefully I'll find them because I'll probably need them tonight. That's the snow back on. So much for it being a clear night. Let's see if I can get some footage of it. Got a wee cover in the snow in the tent now, and on the inside it's pretty much frozen now. It's to go down to -6 tonight, according to the Met Office. So I'm just having a wee hot chocolate just to keep me going, heat me up. I think it's coming up about 10 now at night. That was close. So I just need to let that hot chocolate cool down a little bit. Got lucky with it there. Nearly went all over the place. You would have seen it there. I've got a few of these if I need any more hot chocolate in the morning. It's after 10 o'clock at night, so I'm thinking about wrapping up the video. Tomorrow morning's supposed to be nice and clear, so I'm hoping that is the case. Get to show you some of the area, which I didn't get to really do because of the low cloud. I did get quite lucky. This is my dry bag that compresses this tent down, and it blew off the side of the Monroe with the pole bag, and my peg bag's also in there. And I'm thinking it's dark, it's windy, it's cold, I'm never finding this. But thankfully it was only maybe 5 metres down the hill, so it got into a shelter spot, and yeah, I got away with it, or I would have lost this bag. So that was nearly a bit of a negative there. Got away with it. I'm just glad I noticed straight away, and not in the morning when it would have been too late probably. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video for tonight. I've got that hot chocolate which you would have seen me make, but I'm just going to drink that probably in 10 minutes, and there's no point in filming that. Don't have any more plans. I'm just going to stay in the tent until tomorrow, unless something special happens in the sky tonight like the aurora, but it is mostly cloudy. It's supposed to be clear in the morning, hopefully that's the case, and I'll see you then. Well, good morning everyone. In the next clip you will see I'll be out the tent. I'm pretty much ready to go. Gloves on, my boots are on, and I've got jackets on. That was a warm sleep in a very windy tent. It was quite blowy last night. Probably definitely hitting 30 mile an hour like it was forecast. But I'm pleased to say that the weather has cleared for this morning at least. I kind of just gave up with last night, staying up looking for the aurora and the stars. It was just really windy and the clouds just kept coming in. So I'm just going to go out the tent now and let you see some of the views. Hopefully you can hear me okay over this wind in the tent here. It's morning time as well, so I'm not always the clearest. Oh, it's been brutal.
Never much.
About 4 hours, 5 hours, maybe?
I think it was about the same. I had a wee 3 hour spell, and I did put the heater on at one point during the night. Just, I don't know if it dropped to -4 or something like that. Maybe. Definitely there was ice in the tent. And I just thought, you know what, I'll put this on because I'm still in down layers at the moment. So the down top layer got just getting the moisture. I thought, well, we can't really have that because then I'll get cold. So give it a wee 10-minute blast, and that seemed to sort that out. And yeah, just every so often you hear the wind hit the tent, but yeah, it's all good.
That kind of ruined my experience. The vestibule of my tent kept caving in, and if I didn't tie the zip at the bottom of my tent, it would have blew open. I tied it up because you could see the zip wasn't touching the ground; it was like up a wee bit. Yeah. So if I didn't do that, the tent would have blown open during the night, and I wouldn't have noticed.
I think my only thing I wished I'd done was just put my head end here. The wind's been most of the night, and it was fine because every so often you get this little knock in your head, where it's pushed in.
I kind of gave up with the stars last night. It was just even now there's quite a lot of cloud.
Yeah, it's the cloud. I mean, I think it did clear up a lot overnight. I went outside briefly during the night, and it was completely clear. It's just been the wind. It's been kind of hard to stand around in the wind.
Well, you can get away with standing outside if there's no wind at this time of year. But as soon as you get any wind in that wind chill, you're kind of screwed.
I said on my camera there about -10, -11 wind chill, and I would say that's a kind of safe bet,
As you can see, we're getting a bit of a sunrise out there. I'll let you see it through the top of this. that wee heater's been really good this morning, just to heat up the boots, which are sitting right in front of it. So yeah, I've been packing up in stages. Started off with like my pillows, a few other things, and I've just done the sleeping bag. I do the sleeping mats last, just to at least keep me off the cold ground. In the summer it doesn't really matter, but this time of the year, when there's snow on the ground, or if it's wet, yeah, I definitely like to have a sleeping mat, at least until I'm kind of ready to leave the tent, which I'm not yet. It's nice and warm in here with the heater on. I did go out to take some pictures, and you would have seen me get some footage out there. And my heated gloves, well, basically ran out of charge, which is not bad considering I used them. You know, I've been out 2 nights, and that's them lasted 2 camps near enough. But I do have the bigger heated gloves, which I'll just need to use. The good thing about these though is they're quite warm, so you know I might not even need to heat them up. But once they're heated up, if you know what I mean, they're alright. So that's probably what I'll do, is I'll turn them on for 10 minutes and turn it off, and I'll be fine. I think I'm just going to maybe just pack away the sleeping mat now and go for a wander about. So as you can see, the stuff I've packed away is ready to go. Got some stuff at the back, and then in the front here, just got my boots, ice axe, stove. The heater's obviously on. The good thing is that goes at the top of my backpack, so it's like the last thing I pack away, so that can just stay on. Because it's so cold, that'll cool down within a couple of minutes once you turn it off. Maybe see through the vent there. You know, it is quite nice out there. I think we're actually going into a cloud, which might just make things a wee bit colder. I've seen someone got a little bit dramatic in the comments on one of my previous videos about me not wearing earplugs. Truth is, I forgot them. That's them there, you probably hardly see them. The pack away really small, so whenever I decide to start, you know, packing them away, I've just got to remember where I put them, because if you lose these, you'll probably not find them again. But I do wear earplugs. I've just cut my finger. But yeah, I do wear earplugs. I just forgot them in that camp, and it's safe to say the earplugs will help me that night. Get your words out. It's safe to say the earplugs helped me last night, because it was quite windy, and this tent does flap about quite a fair bit, which you can tell right now. But it was worse last night. The wind is to die down now, and I would say it's definitely died down by about 10 miles an hour, which I'm quite happy about. But there they are, that's them there. As you can see, they pack away really small, but really handy. So that was a full gas canister to start with. It does look like we're starting to run low though. It's not as colourful, but it's still kicking out enough heat now. And my boots, well, they're nice and warm, so that was the whole idea, just to try and get my feet into some warm boots. But I'm hoping that lasts for another 10-15 minutes, so that my boots are as warm as I can get them before I get out. So yeah, I think what I'll do is stop filming in here, and once I go back out again, I'll probably film a wee bit more now that the sun's up, and then it's just a case of getting the tent down and wrapping up the video. But wow, what a camp it's been. Meeting a YouTuber for the first time. Definitely, hopefully get another camp planned with him, probably next year now, because it's getting quite late in the year. And you know, the actual camp itself will Meall Naturehike, and yeah, it's just nice to get some more views up here. I've been up here many times. I've only ever had one trip up here where I've not actually gotten a view the whole time. But, you know, I don't think I've ever been up here. For all the times I've came up here, I don't think I've ever been up here when there's snow. So that was quite nice. I've not done many camps in snow, and I've not really done many hikes in snow over the years. So it's something I'm hoping to change this winter. Just depends how many times we get snow, because last winter was fairly mild and unsettled weather. So I'm hoping for some more settled weather, and hopefully it'll bring some more snow, because it has been quite settled recently. We did have some snow at the start of the week when it got colder, and it's, you know, high pressure now and it's quite settled, but I think it's to go back to low pressure and unsettled again. Anyway, I'll see you when I get outside the tent. So that's my frozen tent, empty, and backpack's there. Pretty much need to just get this tent down and then I can sort the backpack out. It takes about 5-10 minutes, but this tent shouldn't be too much of an issue to take out as long as the pegs aren't too frozen. So what I'll do is I'll see you once I get everything packed away. As you can see, the views are coming and going with this cloud. So here's a quick look at what we can see from up here. So over there's Ben Hornsey, just over there. It's hard to make out probably on the camera. We've got Ben Vorlich and Stuka Groin over there, Ben Ledy, Ben Vane, Ben Stacker, then you've got Ben Lomond in the distance with Ben Mostabini and Ben Tulik and Crew Cars down behind. That's Meall Garv, Tarmachan Ridge behind there. Over in the distance will be Meall Gurdy, Scare Show, Meall Glass, Beck Helm. I think as far as Ben Lou can be seen, that'll be Craig Vore and Ben Heath Scarnick and Stuka walking to the right, I'm sure that will be. In the distance we've got like the Glencoe Peaks, Bridge of Orkney stretching along there. That's our summit up there. That's the Cairn group over there. Got Meall Caranic, Ben Lors, Ben Glass, and then behind Robert you'll have the Stuck Free, and then down to Loch Tay, and then back to Ben Hornsey. So that's what you can see from up here on a clear day. Probably more, of course. I'm not going to name every summit. I'd be here all day if I'd done that. Well, I'll show you just how cold it is. Done a camp here a couple of years ago by that wee loching, and as you can see it's frozen solid, you can't even see the water. And I camped just above it with a nice view of Ben Lors over there. It's quite nice walking in the snow right now with the sun facing us. Thankfully we're getting out of this wind. We're not far from the summit, like, so a long way to go till we're back down at the cars. Alright folks, I'm going to wrap the video up right here before I start this steep descent. So as always, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Something a wee bit different, meeting another YouTuber and also getting some snow for a change. If you have enjoyed the video, then you know what to do. Click the like button to support the video, click the subscribe button to support my channel and future videos, subscribe to Robert as well, and get involved in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and until the next trip, take care. Make sure you subscribe to Monty as well. He'll be back soon, I hope.